In recent years, an insidious force has methodically infected much of institutionalized Christianity. An ancient occultism, once recognized as perilous by the fathers of the faith, has slowly redressed the worship of demons as characteristics of faithful theology. Many modern churchgoers seem blind to the unseen dangers and unwittingly are embracing dangerous, arcane paganism that can, at any moment, unleash dark influence into their lives and homes.
Americans, wherever you are, you will not get comfort. Only the cold, agonizing truth. And the truth is, this great nation has been raped and pillaged by the greatest enemy. They ask you to sell your liberty, to purchase your safety, to kneel to the new order, to submit to the winds of change. But my fellow Americans, they that sow the wind shall reap the whirlwind. You were born in the land of the free. You fought the kings of old and broke them. You gave your lives for the simplest but most essential truth of all. Give me liberty, or give me death.
The tree of life also in the midst of the garden, and the tree of knowledge of good and evil.
There are bloodlines that the Luciferian elite want to protect, and there are bloodlines that they want to destroy. The divine right to rule has been passed down through millennia, a seed line that winds its way to the modern monarchs, royal families, prime ministers, popes, and presidents. A vast majority of these people,
the descendants, the bloodline descendants of these beings, rule the world today,
are not only related,
the enmity between the seed lines,
but have Rh negative blood.
Maintain humanity under 500 million.
Take the high-tech companies of the modern world. Okay, but why have these monolithic corporations that involve themselves purely in high science and technology using symbols from the scriptures, symbols from the ancient world, like the forbidden fruit?
Of every tree of the garden thou mayest freely eat, but of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil thou shalt not eat of it.
the divine right to rule.
Then Jesus said, He who has ears to hear, let him hear.
Something about genetics that is connected to the forbidden fruit. There's some hidden knowledge. Michelangelo, like many of the artists, is showing here the androgynous serpent to be a liberating factor. Eve is in a recumbent or supine or submissive position. And the serpent and the tree is attempting to awaken Eve.
And the Lord God formed man of the dust of the ground, and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life. And man became a living soul.
Native peoples were not the first to inhabit North America.
So the last shall be first, and the first last. For many be called, but few chosen.
Let us make man in our image, after our likeness.
And Rh negative blood is one of the most unusual blood types.
Then the Lord God said unto the woman, What is this that thou hast done? And the woman said, The serpent beguiled me, and I did eat. And the Lord God said unto the serpent, Because thou hast done this, thou art cursed above all cattle, and above every beast of the field. Upon thy belly shalt thou go, and dust shalt thou eat all the days of thy life. And I will put enmity between thee and the woman, and between thy seed and her seed. It shall bruise thy head, and thou shalt bruise his heel.
The demon was huge, and it came to me, and it was trying to have sex with me.
In the divine right to rule. In the divine right to rule.
In the divine right to rule. In the divine right to rule.
Napoleon, Alexander the Great, Donald Trump, we're all cut from the same cloth.
Alexander the Great, his mother, she worshipped in a temple where they revered serpents.
Who knew? You and Dick Cheney cousins?
You know, listen, I don't think I'm going to the family reunion. I don't know how I'll be greeted. But no, you know, these folks have been doing all these genealogies on me, and
Right.
You know, they've found all sorts of strange connections.
Lynn Cheney, the vice president's wife, has been doing some genealogy
Right.
connected to her latest book, and lo and behold, way back, what, 8 generations ago?
8 generations or
you
something.
and Mr. Cheney apparently have some distant relative in connect. What did you make of that story when it came?
You know, I actually knew about it because somebody had done some genealogy before, and they had sent it to me, this long sheet, and you know, had all these famous names, you know, Mark Twain and this and that and the other, and then Dick Cheney, and I took a pause.
George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, William Howard Taft, and President Barack Obama. One young girl traced them all back to one common ancestor.
They're all cousins and all grandsons of John Lackland.
It's the first family tree of its kind, pouring through more than 500,000 names for months. 12-year-old Bridge Ann d'Avignon discovered that all the U.S. presidents, except Martin Van Buren, are related to the former King of England, John Lackland Plantagenet, signer of the Magna Carta in 1215.
She shall be called woman because she was taken out of man.
They also represent 3 very important elements. They are wisdom, strength, and beauty.
Because it was never forgotten by the sons of the serpent that when they went to Atlantis, the most responsive ones were the females, and they were more like the chosen ones. And it is from this era of the ancient world in the pre-Diluvian age that we have the cult of the priestess.
Marina Abramovich.
We have the rise of the great matriarchies.
Helena Blavatsky. Alice Bailey.
I bring it all together. I'm the beautiful one. I bring it all together beautifully.
I want to thank you to all the male feminists that came today. You guys are so important.
And it came to pass, when men began to multiply on the face of the earth, and daughters were born unto them, that the sons of God saw the daughters of men that they were fair, and they took them wives of all which they showed.
It means so much to us. And the respect that you have for women, because, you know, we made y'all motherfuckers.
Throughout the ages, Satan has tried to corrupt or destroy the bloodline that the Messiah was born into.
This is the Grand Temple of the United Grand Lodge of England, the oldest Grand Lodge in the world. This is definitely a throne. It was built for the Prince Regent, later George IV, as the first Royal Grand Master.
This is a fully functional throne that was created for an actual man. It's not just a symbol or a prop.
There were giants in the earth in those days, and also after that, when the sons of God came in unto the daughters of men, and they bare children to them, the same became mighty men, which were of old, men of renown.
Well, beauty should be admired in science and nature and great works of art and literature and music.
Music?
The 2018 American Music Awards opened with a performance from Taylor Swift. So the influential pop star proceeds to sing about how witches and women are being persecuted. So light me up, light me up, light me up. Go ahead and light me up. This line where she sings light me up has a double meaning. The first meaning refers to a witch being burned at the stake, basically saying, I'm guilty as charged, so light me up. The second and more esoteric meaning becomes clear as she continues to repeat the phrase, light me up, light me up, light me up. And then this giant serpent with glowing eyes emerges from the stage. Now she is making a reference to Eve and the forbidden fruit. After all, the knowledge of good and evil is described as light by Luciferians and Illuminists. The serpent is also known as the light bearer, Lucifer, the morning star. Again, this is the externalization of the hierarchy. a satanic invocation where the covens of the cobra and the brotherhoods of the serpent gather to publicly celebrate rebellion against our Creator and our subsequent fall from grace. As you can see, what used to be done in the shadows of the windowless stone lodge is now being done in front of the masses for all to see.
Taylor also posted this pic with a pregnant friend backstage and described herself as, quote, mother of snakes.